through Johannesburg. This is near the beginning of my trip. This is day 2. And it's hot. I don't think I'll be able to ride much longer than noon today, which is what I did yesterday. I had to hide out in Burger King and enjoy the air conditioning. I'm hoping to make it all the way to Portland. We'll see how it goes. And I'm on the 395. It's about 11, maybe 12 o'clock on day 2. I'm 25 miles south of Atlanta and it's hot. So here I am in one of my favorite spots, a culvert underneath the road. I'm gonna wait it out until that side is in shade. We've got the Sierras to the west, so that should give me shade in the evening to ride in. And then I'll start early tomorrow, like maybe 4 a.m. Get a good start on the heat. Fun! Just passed through Lone Pine. I really lucked out yesterday and got some cloud cover in the afternoon. And looks like I might have more cloud cover today. That'd be great. Now that I'm north of Independence, there's water everywhere. There's one of these about every 10 miles at least, usually like once a mile. So I just make my shirt wet my hair, and keep going and stay nice and cool. It's 11:10 and 90 degrees in the shade, but keeping the shirt wet is working so far. So I brought all these inner tubes with me, and I had no idea how important that would be because this whole tire was just coated with thorns, and that means there's probably 10 holes in here, and the repair kit might have 10 patches in it, but what a pain, right? So I'm glad that I brought extra inner tubes. Yet another way to stay cool, these ices. I'm gonna take one for the road after I finish this one. Doing the climb between Bishop and Mammoth. It's about a 3,000 foot elevation gain. So far so good, super steep, but it's nice and cool in the early morning. 1,500 feet to go after this, but it's pretty flat for a while. This is what it's all about. Nice easy glide down a hill with 12,000 foot peaks. Country. It took me 5 flat tires to get here. So I've reached the summit. That is so exciting. I have miles and miles of downhill. I could be going downhill for like an hour maybe. We'll see. Just came down that big hill back there. It might not look big on the GoPro, but it's about a 35 mile per hour hill. And here's the view. Spectacular. Here I come, Lee Vining. Maybe Bridgeport today, we'll see. Just got out of Lee Vining, I think. It's the town right next to Mono Lake. And I planned on going over the summit, but it's so hot, even though we're at about 7,000 feet. So I'm gonna wait. In Mono Lake, I did some repair on two of the inner tubes that had holes in them. Hopefully that'll hold later on if I ever need them. It brings my inner tube stock up to 4, so that's good. And now I'm set up to just relax a little bit. Gonna read my book on the Kindle and wait for the sun to go behind the hill so that I can be in shade in that direction. It was uncomfortably hot, so I sat around in the shade and Look at that. That's the grade over there. That's what I have to go up, and it's all in shade, or at least it will be as I climb it. Nice! Summit number 2 for the day. Not really fun climbing the summits, but the ride down should be excellent. Maybe we'll get an amazing sunset. Hope that I don't go into that storm over there. Look at this beauty. And look at that eternal downhill right there. That's so many miles. It's gonna be fun. Here's camp for the night. Beautiful sunset. And I'm hoping that rain doesn't come this way. I don't think it will. Looks like it's pretty localized. Back to that sunset. Here's camp. This is where the sleeping bag and everything's gonna be set up. And then there's the road. You can see it. Last night I walked up the Kingsbury grade to just over the 6,000 mark. I've got about 1,500 to go. And this is where I camped. One of many benefits of riding a bicycle. You would never know this was here driving by at 55. Look at that, fresh clean water. Straight from the earth. Lake Tahoe. The GoPro died in Tahoe, so I didn't film anything on the way down. It was absolutely gorgeous. There were rivers, bike trails, tailwind for the first time. Here I am at the 395 just north of Hallelujah Junction. I was gliding pretty much all day yesterday down the 89 from Tahoe. And it looks like today is going to be very similar. Got a good tailwind. Yesterday was a lot like this. So I guess I can show you a lot of what I saw yesterday. This is day 8 of the trip. I'm on the 139 north of Susanville. This is pretty much how it looked the whole way. I'm north of Eagle Lake right now. Stunning. Lots of gliding through the trees now. It's real nice. Camp is very much in disarray. But I'm off the road. Road's that way, about 100 yards. Nice spot. No one will see me. And this is my shade. It's 4 o'clock. It's about 90 degrees. Time for a break. Look at how many miles of gliding, and mostly downhill, I got. Nice. On my way to Tule Lake, still traveling the 139. Here I am at Plymouth Lake. It's huge. I'm going to be following it for like 10 miles maybe. This is a rare stretch of no traffic. It's been really busy the last few miles, and there was hardly any shoulder. The Chillicote River, or some such thing, perfect place to take a bath. My Scott bicycle is literally falling apart. You can see these things are super loose. I've lost 2 of them, but it was hard to know until the inner ring started wobbling. So hopefully I can fix it. These are alpacas. Sign back there said something about this being the desert of Oregon. Pretty nice desert. I'm north of Madras now, still on 97. Flat tire number 2 today. This is the Deschutes, I don't know how to pronounce it, river. Look at that nice resort. Made it to the Columbia River. I am on the north side, the Washington side of the Columbia River, headed to Portland. I could make it there today if I wanted to, but I got one more day to spend out here. For the last few miles there have been these really high cliffs right next to the road. That was the ridiculous climb I just did. I'm at Cape Horn, about 30 miles east of Portland. I'm getting close to Portland. I'm on the 500. Just got out of Portland. I'm headed to Astoria on the 30. I spent 4 days with my girlfriend, and now I'm recuperated and headed out to the northwest. Headed out for the morning, and here's where my camp spot was. Almost a rainforest type of area. And here's a slug eating a flower. Very low clouds today. Almost looks like Europe, though I've never been there. I'm now in Astoria. It's a little trolley that goes along here. There's the Columbia River. I've just turned south, and the reason this is exciting is that I have a tailwind for the first time in weeks. First flat in many hundreds of... Made it to the ocean. I've been climbing many hills, but with the wind at my back, super easy. Fog in the distance. The tide is coming in. Here's a nice creek where I can get some water. Just gonna filter it. This is the 101 just south of Lincoln City. This is Boiler Bay. I might be able to camp here. We'll see. The Oregon Coast bicycle route goes on side roads as much as possible. So sometimes you're on a road that nobody uses because it parallels the 101. You just glide forever down these hills. The Oregon coast is full of beaches like this. There's bridges everywhere also. There's lakes everywhere. Slept right beside this one last night. New tire installed. Took all of maybe 10 minutes. Hopefully I can get home on these two tires. They're both fairly new. Maybe I can get 1,000 miles out of it. The back one wears out really fast. We'll see. I'm about 80 miles north of the California-Oregon border. It's a lot calmer in this portion. The coast of Oregon is absolutely spectacular, but it's also repetitious. It's not a complaint on my part, but it's to let you know this will be my last panoramic of this gorgeous ocean, because it's pretty much all the same ahead. And then there's also those tunnels of trees. Spectacular, but I don't want to bore you with the same thing over and over again. So until next shot, thanks for coming along. I've been riding through a mist for the last hour or so in the redwoods, and my glasses are coated. There's these blackberry bushes on the side of the road. Really good stuff. This is a restroom, and there's a bunch of little chicks. Sometimes the designated coastal bike route goes off the 101. Sometimes that's a bad thing, but this time it's good. By the way, the reason it's sometimes a bad thing that it goes off the 101 is because it will lead you to rough roads with no shoulder and steeper hills. But this time there's no cars around, so that's a win. Nice stretch of river. Close to the 101. It's a hot day. Perfect day for a bath. I'm about to turn right, as in west, on the 1. The pedal broke right here, so I'm hoping that if I just tighten that screw with some Loctite on it, that it'll stay well enough to pedal on. Shouldn't be a big deal. Just thought this was really cool.
I'm walking across the world for the rest of my life to spread that message.
For the rest of your life.
I am traversing the nightmare of San Francisco. You go on a bike route, it goes through Sausalito. There's the city. This bike route is against traffic on the 101. Looks safe though. And then there's the Golden Gate Bridge in fog. I'm just trying to get out of San Francisco. I ended up in a Roman palace somewhere. I escaped from Santa Cruz and their web of twisty streets. I'm now headed towards Salinas because I chose not to stay in Moss Landing. Got a couple hours left of the day, so I should easily make it there. It's only 7 more miles, and that'll be the end of the trip. I'll take the train home. That was fun.